what defines my name? NAS, what defines my name? NAS, what defines my name?
Name existing forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott, living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow, with a blind who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a loud wind. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly out the walking in the spot. Every soaking from a time with the stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever. Before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real prop. Creep with baddies and sequence dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. Bill Reichert has it all teed up, and we're underway from Kansas City. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Mahomes. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Well, QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Escapes the pocket. He calls his own number again. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. On the move, headed right. Taking a chance to the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is
to win it. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
And 10 yards to go.
Yellow. Third and long for him here. Vikings bring pressure, and they got him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So here we go. This is that aggressive mindset they've been talking about. They're going for it here. Mahomes to throw for it. Intercepted. Ivan Pace has got it. And the Vikings take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. It lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Hits him on the in route. And this is only going to be a small gain to the 42. Something he does so well, Nick Bolton making the stop.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Rolling left, buying some time. Ooh, almost an opening drive pick, but he couldn't hang on. He dropped it, so the potential turnover winds up on the ground. Does, though, bring up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
That one's caught by Jefferson. This is going to take him into the red zone. He's down to the 16-yard line. That's a 26-yard gain on fourth down, partner. Talk about a huge play there to extend this drive. First and 10. Here's Jones. Nothing doing on the outside there. No gain on the run. That's going to bring up second down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
And he takes this in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings parlay the interception into points. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Went after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. On the return, here's Nico Mejio. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
Yellow!
Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. Bails out of the pocket quick. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. He's got it inside the 25. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs trim the lead to 1. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown.
I know you got to mix your looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with a receiver with that kind of speed, that was scary, and he just made him pay.
Oh, they're going to bring him down. They get the sack and preserve their 1-point lead. Rutger on now to kick this one away. Ty Felton here to return it. He's brought down just inside the 25. Minnesota into formation. It's first and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Headed out right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And this is going to go as a gain of about 3 before he's met and escorted out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They start with 2nd and 6. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand-in-hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force fourth down.
Okay, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up, but that can sure help to get yourself off the field with that third down stop.
They will go. It's McCarthy. And they got sacked him on fourth down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over and +2. Play action, Mahomes. This one's caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take the lead on the first play of the drive. Great opportunity to find a
Poses.
You don't have to ever quit. You think that you can get away with it. You think the light won't be ever lit. It's almost over now, almost over now. Something on your chest, better get it off. There'll be no one left when we set it off. We ain't gonna take it no more, since it's almost over now, almost over now. You've had plenty of time, there was no rush, but it was your dream.
From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Kansas City. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. To throw, Cousins sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if your team has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoor them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Well, first down screen pass, good for 5. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
To throw is Cousins. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, and a turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And Mahomes will do it himself. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Yellow. Hey, 43, 43.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Mahomes will do it himself. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. We're scoreless after 1. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Couple of nice plays right in a row, and it's a Falcon 1st down yet again.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Cousins. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. George Karlaftis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Throwing, Cousins. Here's a screen for Robinson. This will wind up a loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for the Kansas Sharks. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. And Mahomes will do it himself. And he will get in to make it 8-0. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. That's brought in downfield by London. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 25 yards that time.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7. Now Cousins. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Drake London in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
And that's a terrific score. And now, what are we going to do here? Do you go for two?
You know what the people at home want.
Everybody wants to go for two. The analytics people probably want them to go for two. I bet they kick the extra point. We've got a whole second half left to play.
Yeah, we get a look at it here, but, hey, whatever the case, big-time play before the end of the second quarter. It's complete, and this is caught. So they get the 2 points, and now we're even at 8-8. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, the first half very even. I mean, really in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. We're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Hey, Redwood, yellow. Oh, yeah, 15, 15.
Now here's Mahomes. The RPO will keep it himself. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce, 69 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. Mahomes will do it himself. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Play action now. Cousins. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Michael Dana just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Cousins. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Cousins. In trouble, and he's taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the 2nd half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick 6.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they're defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They go play action. Cousins. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Here's Mahomes to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if you're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Cousins. And a dump off here to Robinson. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Cousins to throw it. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
Playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. They'll throw again. Cousins. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. To throw, Cousins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And this is 4-down territory here. They know down 2 scores at this late stage, 10-yard passes aren't going to do it. So they took the shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And this is incomplete.